is Russell Hurley speaking. This is a Daily Rail special on officially the last day before the Goblin opens. Down here, believe it or not, for the third time now. And neighbours, friends, followers, family and viewers would have known from quite early on, not forgetting professional commentators and journalists, would have known early on that this was going to look a little bit sad. I mean, it was a little bit of commonsensical was pushing in, to be honest with you. There are still, believe it or not, that are, all the jokes that I said early on are beginning to look a little bit more serious now. As I said, there were known knowns, unknown knowns, unknown unknowns, and known unknowns. They tried to the final limit to put these things up. There are a lot of unknown known knowns, to be honest with you, which I know, which I'm not going to give away on this bulletin. Now, what we do know is we saw a majority of the contractors pack up, not only late last night, but the night before. We know that it was windy. I called it Hurricane Higgins for a joke. It was something like Storm Diva or something. Now, that water you see there running there now, if I just zoom in, wouldn't want to get in there. You're going back to the old stages of cholera and pre-Victorian drains. That's why the Victorians put the drains in. One of the reasons was to stop the plague. So I'm going to stop here. We know now that I'm under Bridge 55. That is the main drain outlet for the Victorian drain. I was expecting at least some action to be taken care of, bearing in mind the electrification and trains actually running now, and the freight trains running again, as they have been almost for 2 weeks. So it appears that it's like a wasteland. I joked about that very early on. It's like a wasteland on the majority of this pitch. That, yes, well, to be honest with you, they probably marked off that drain. They probably don't even know that that's the drain that they need to be dealing with. Health and safety guys marked that off as a drain, and these people that were clearing this out probably didn't even know. Now, the lessons to be learnt from this is that I know for a fact that the subcontractors didn't talk to each other at all. Very, very rarely. I know who the pros were on this job. They got in there, did the job and buggered off. One of them was Keltbray. The other one was the wiring guys. As I speak, there appears to be a massive law, some sort of legal dispute going on between, I'm not going to name them, but between two parties. And there's also another one going on between another party, and indeed another one between one possibly more parties. So it's quite comical now to have these things wobbling in the breeze. I mean, it's now evident at this pace it wasn't even going to be done. If this line was closed until Christmas, let me repeat, if this line was going to be closed until Christmas, this wouldn't have been finished. At the rate, all these contractors were doing things twice, measuring up things twice, and then in the final stages, knocking the, excuse my language, bollocks out of Victorian bridges, where they were quite strong enough, and that was what was allegedly called bridge strengthening. This will only continue even after tomorrow. I am determined, and I'm not a train man, to take an inaugural trip on this train line. Yeah? Purely out of comedy. This is your Daily Rail special edition from Douglas Air Playing Fields, Walthamstow, on Bridge 55 Ferry Lane. Join us, your Daily Rail.